What's up, y'all? This is 10X Generation. In the previous video, I talked about how I had a partnership building an application, and because we had some disagreements, he decided to exit the company. And after we've been working on this application on and off for about 2 years, literally like a week or two before we were going to release, he exited the company and said, "Hey, you can have all of it." So now I have it. And I spoke about how that isn't actually a happy moment. And it's like, yes, I got the whole app, let's go. It's more somber because I wanted to do this with a partner. I wanted to build this application with somebody because I've already made apps before and I know what I am capable of. I could build a good application. I could get even a couple 100,000 users, but can I turn it into something bigger and more impactful? I'm missing some key skills, and I don't have I don't want to, and I don't have the passion to learn every single thing in order for that to happen. But you don't need to. That's what partnerships are for. You bring your set of skills, someone else brings their set of skills, someone else brings their set of skills, and you all work together to build something bigger than what any individual person can bring. So when he exited, it was kind of sad. It's like, dang, but I'm not going to stop. So of course I continue updating the application. It's out, and for the longest time it hasn't been doing anything. Like maybe a download here, maybe a download there. I would do some guerrilla marketing on Reddit or whatever, but it didn't really do much. But lately it's kind of been starting to see some promising results. So not a whole lot of downloads, but of the downloads that I'm getting, the activation rate is really good, or at least really good compared to my standards. So my previous application, Neon Controller, it had a lot of downloads, but its activation rate was only 1%. And what is activation rate? It just means, did the user get to a point where the app becomes functional? Like the core reason why the app exists, have they actually touched that yet? So for YouTube, imagine downloading the YouTube app and never watching a video, or going on Google and never typing in a query and clicking on a link, right? Have you used the application actually? For Neon Controller, I had a lot of people who downloaded the app, looked around, and then deleted it immediately. And of course, that's a huge bottleneck. If only 1% of the people, all these people in the top coming in, but only this small little trickle of people come down to then purchase, then tell their friends about it, then make videos and talk to their friends about it and provide suggestions and all that stuff. It's only 1% of that 1%. The biggest change you can ever make is widening this, right? Widening that funnel. But just because of the nature of Neon Controller, it was very difficult for me to do. So Tap Deck, I made that my mission to make it as streamlined as possible. And I think I've succeeded in that because the activation rate so far with limited data is 25%, meaning that's a 2,500% increase, which makes me happy. But still, it's a little too early to tell. You need to have, hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of users to actually get a core number. But looking at the history of Neon Controller, it's never been that high, ever. Never been as high as 25%. So the fact that this one is already seems pretty good. But I expect it to go down a little bit, just because just because of what I've seen. It's probably going to go down a little bit, but that's still really a good sign to me. So that's one thing that looks very promising. The second thing that I'm looking for is retention. So when someone downloads the app, do they come back the next day? Do they come back in the same week? Do they come back next month? If they never come back, that says that the app is interesting enough to download. Like it's interesting, so they download it. The activation rate means it's simple enough to use the application for his key function. But if the retention rate isn't there, that means it doesn't serve a great enough purpose for them to come back on a regular basis. So I need proof of retention. And right now retention is pretty low, but because it's still so early that people have just started activating, I have to give it a bit more time to see if people are still activating. But right now, the day one activation rate is about 3%, which is really, really bad. My benchmark for it to surpass Neon Controller is about 6%. And I would like it to surpass the activation retention rate for Neon Controller, because that was about 50 to 70%. So if they activate, what is the retention? It's about 60 to 7%, which makes sense. Once you use the application for its key function, it's like, wow, this is pretty cool. You're likely to come back again. But in general, the activation rate for all users for Neon Controller was about 6%. Like, well, yeah, about 6%. We want it to be higher than that. So there's that. And then the fourth thing I need to see this app performing before I begin doing a massive push with ads with help with my brother would be actual money. Like, when they download it and then they activate and then they keep coming back, do they ever spend money? Because if they never spend money, then I'm gonna be spending money on ads and never make that money back. So I need proof of that. But once all that happens, it might be a done deal. So there's that. It's exciting, but this is kind of regular for me at this point. And because that doesn't actually require continuous work and development and grinding, it really just requires vigilance and small adjustments here and there. I'm thinking about starting another application with my coworker, and he's a much older individual, so his idea is actually really, really good. But we're gonna see how serious he is about it. And also we're gonna have the structure a little different. So instead of making it so that I own half the company or I own whatever percent of the company, I'm not gonna own any of it. I'm just going to get paid up front, so I instantly win. And then as long as I'm providing technical services, I'll be on a continuous payroll, right? But he owns the company. So it goes as far as he allows it to go, and as long as he needs my help, he pays me. So I can't lose in this scenario. He can lose, but again, he's the one taking the risk. He could lose, let's say the application, he just doesn't market it or something is flawed within it that goes beyond the technical bit of it. Then he could just lose that $1,000 or however much I charge. But if he does everything that he needs to do and the app gets big, you know, he can end up selling it for $1 million or whatever else. So he's the one taking the risk. But I like this setup more because the previous situation I had was just so complicated. It made the contracts and the law jargon and all that stuff just makes it really, I think, it's unhospitable to organic and creative forces. It's too much. It gets like spooky. You gotta read over everything with a magnifying glass to make sure they aren't scamming you. I don't like that. Just, I do something for you, you pay me. If you want me to keep doing it, keep paying me. If you don't want me there anymore, stop paying me. Keep it as simple as possible, and I'm making it for you. So we're gonna see how that goes. We're gonna see how serious he is. Yeah. So that's that. That's the business part. Now the second part, the more emotional in life part, is that, like, I'm at the point now, and I think I've been at this point now, but like, I think I said in a previous video a long time ago that, like, my mind is at a certain level and my life is kind of catching up to it. That life that I was talking about, I'm there right now. It's not anything glamorous. I'm not driving around in a Lamborghini. I don't have cash falling out of my pocket, but I have a very stable schedule, right? I get my daily sun, I get my daily exercise, I get my 15,000 steps a day, right? I have a stable job that pays for my entire life, pays for my car, pays for my rent. I'm able to pay all my bills, right? My food situation is taken care of. I can eat out pretty much whenever I want. I can cook. I have my macros and everything in order. Everything is good. I have somewhere to stay that is calm, that is mine, or I'm renting, but it's my space, right? And it's not stressful. I don't come home dreading because it's like, oh, I gotta do this. Let's see what's gonna happen now. I come home, I see my cat, he meets me by the door, and I just unwind. And I think I spoke about my job. My job is also very low stress. I don't dread going to my job. Of course it gets annoying because it's a job and it's work, but I don't dread doing it. I'm at the point now where I've reached my base. My base has been reached. And I have to learn how to be like content, because in my past, the thing that would really drive me to wake up in the morning and give me energy was having my goals up here. But now that I have reached this level of stability, a lot of those goals seem kind of superfluous, right? Like, it seems kind of unnecessary. Like, I even stopped saying road to 1 billion. It's like, what do I need $1 billion for? What do I need $1 million for, right? The things that I have now, of course, I would like a little bit more margin for when I go on dates and when I do whatever I do, but everything is fine. So when I wake up in the morning, I don't have that same jump out of bed, right? But I still need that energy to continuously do the things that I know work, right? I still need that energy to show up for my application, to show up for my job, to, fix up the things around the apartment and handle the things that I need to do. I still need that energy, just less manic, less excited, and more calm and collected. And I need to be able to do that indefinitely. And that is a bit of a shift for me, because it feels like, oh, I'm missing something. I'm missing passion in my life, or I'm missing something that gets me real excited or whatever. But it's not that I'm missing anything. It's more so that I'm transitioning from a state of lack. Like, I have insecurity here. I'm not happy here. I feel whatever this here, all that's pretty much gone. So now I'm just like, I'm fine with where I am. So there's no manic, there's no desperation in my actions, but it feels like I'm missing something because I don't have that, kind of manic, like, let's do it, let's go, let's grind, let's just go crazy. I don't have that right now. So I'm kind of in a transition of doing that, not feeling the need to improve every little thing, because this is why it's bad. This is why it's bad. This is why it's bad, because this is how it manifests for me. For me, because I'm always trying to improve and reach some goal, and it works until after you get that goal. And now you have to make up new metrics. You have to make up new benchmarks. So for me, for the past couple of weeks or months or whatever, it's been about health. I've been trying to lose weight. Why am I trying to lose weight? I don't even know. I like how I look. I think I have a nice build. I think I fit it very well. But I just needed to have something to challenge myself or work towards, right? And because it's that manic kind of just restlessness, that restless energy, it moves into unhealthy. So other aspects of my life start to suffer because I'm trying to optimize this thing that I just made up, that doesn't really affect my life in any real way. And once I was oh man, why am I dieting? This is actually hurting me. This is messing up my sleep. This is messing up my positive energy, messing up my work. Why am I doing this? Once I put that away, I started feeling like I needed to do it for something else. And so that energy just moves around. So I'm at the point now where I'm just trying to put that energy into being consistent in the things that I know already work. So consistently putting that into I already said everything. But yeah, that's what I'm dealing with right now. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, that's really it. So thank you all so much for watching. This is 10X Generation, and I'll see you guys next time.